Alright everyone, welcome back to the Combustion Gamer YouTube channel, and we got ourselves Wacky Wednesday. We have IMSA back here on dirt, as we have 2 cars totally take themselves out, 3 cars take themselves out here at Dirtfish. Figure we might as well try all the classes once again, see how they did on dirt, and we already had 3 cars basically eradicate themselves from the competition, so this is going to be kind of interesting to see how this all goes. So in our C7 Corvette, we got a Ford GT, a Ferrari, a BMW, and I think we have 3 other Corvettes in here competing as well, including ourselves. So we're going to have to see how we do as we race around Dirtfish. So one of my favorite dirt tracks in the Project Cars 2, but also just a very technical course as well to try and see how these cars handle, and so far it handles pretty good. I like it. So we can get up to some pretty good speed, mostly short track racing speed, honestly, about 90 miles an hour, maybe a little bit higher, but still pretty cool and technical. Definitely very fun from a driver's aspect. Whether or not it's fun for the viewer, oh well. If this was actual competition, of course. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. We got these very expensive, fancy cars, and we're putting them on dirt. I think there would probably be like a little bit of a change to like some of the body panels and stuff. Like we probably wouldn't have the rear end there. You can see on the Ford GT, you probably wouldn't have all that aero work on these cars, but still pretty interesting nonetheless. So one thing we had to do in the setup is, because this is so technical and slower paced, we did have to open up the radiator openings on these cars just a little bit to make sure we didn't have any overheating issues and thus blow up our engine while racing. Yes, only 6 laps. We could blow up an engine in only 6 laps. It's actually pretty astounding how fast these engines can heat up. I was going to try and go for it, but wasn't going to make it there with the Ford GT. These guys are pretty good on this track, I have to say. Get around him as all the dirt and stuff flies out of his tires. We got beautiful fall weather going on out here. Got the beautiful trees looking really, really good there. Got around the Ford GT, so that's nice. So you kind of want to be in 2nd gear for sure to really get a good launch in some of the areas, or else you're going to be really bogging it down. You want to be about in gear 1 through here though, so you can really accelerate into that turn. Yeah, we got, who do we got up here? We got one of the Corvettes made his way through the Joker lap. We're saving that for a little bit later, as we've had that issue with, I think it was the IndyCar race, I think. We ended up on 3 wheels, so we saved that since that's a shorter part of the track, just in case something terrible like that should happen. That would make our life a whole lot easier. We got the Ferrari up in 4th now. So I still had the Joker lap to go, so I still have, to some degree, an advantage over everybody else, as I can run a far shorter lap time whenever I desire, which currently is not now. There we go, lap number 5. And we'll get ourselves our Joker lap there at the last lap, which should work out for us pretty good. So if you do too much throttle through the dirt, you really do get loose, so you kind of have to know when to accelerate, and luckily right there we were able to accelerate right around our Corvette teammate. I do have to say one thing, this engine does sound kind of sick. Yeah, it sounds pretty sick in my ears, so I'm not sure how it sounds outside of the car. Well, outside of the car, so I guess we'd have to switch to the inside view to see how it sounds in there, but yeah, the car sounds kind of sick, so... Anyways, same thing in this Wacky Wednesday video as we did previously at Daytona. We'll run through all 4 classes that are available to us of the IMSA racing. So NMP3, of course, will be up next, followed directly by NMP2, and of course we'll finish off with the substitute for GTP, and that will be NMP1. We'll see how those cars handle this slightly different course, as we just did a really good lap there, about 5 seconds faster than before with that Joker lap, and that's really helping us out time-wise. So don't want to be stupid here and hit tires or anything like that. But yeah, this car handles pretty good, and on the concrete there you get a pretty good turn. It's definitely fun, that's for sure. And there we go. We have won in the famed Corvette number 3, so very, very cool there. And we can see that the other Corvette got second, the Ford GT third, we got the Ferrari in fourth, we got the other Corvette in fifth, and then the BMW, of course, bringing up the rear all the way in sixth. That actually sounds about right from what I've seen. So, anyways, let's go over to LMP3. Alrighty guys, here we are in LMP3. We got ourselves the Monster Energy car here, so let's get ready to go. Alrighty everybody, beating and banging off the line. We only got one guy taking the Joker lap here. Lots of dirt flying as we're racing around here. Everyone's a little slow through here. It's amazing how well these cars actually handle the dirt. I mean, the Corvette feels like it's very out of control, whereas these just feel very smooth. They feel very smooth over the dirt and gravel. And it's definitely a little bit into the wall there, didn't want to do that. It's very interesting how these cars handle through this, and they're very quick as well. Got the V8s in there running. So currently we are in third, moving around. I think we might have forgotten to take off the rain tires from last time, because these don't have the all-terrain tires. So that's going to be interesting to see how those handle throughout the race, but still, we'll continue on. Not sure if everyone else is running slicks then, or if they switch to the rain tires as well. We got several guys taking the Joker lap. I'm not going to worry about that for right now, but several of those guys taking that out pretty early here. We're going to try and do a little dash through there, but everyone pretty well spaced, so didn't want to get more damage if we didn't have to. Got a little bit of damage on the front end, and then we got a little bit of damage to the suspension after hitting our front light there, so don't want to do that too much. It is amazing how well these cars handle. These are really good handling cars here. They're super light and just fun to drive, that's for sure, here in LMP3. Alright, nobody's taking the Joker lap this time, it looks like. Everybody's pretty well spaced out. We got a hit from the rear end there. Number 5th position wants this spot, apparently. Yeah, if you can definitely shift up when hitting the dirt for the first time, that really does help you out. Alright, so we can hit 100 miles an hour on the straights with these cars, so that's certainly something else. Let's see how fast we can get going here. Yeah, so about 103 miles an hour on the paved or concreted straights. That's something else, but these cars handle really, really good. But yeah, we're running the rain tire currently. You can see those things warming up there. I forgot about that little issue that could pop up. But still, cars handling really, really good for having that issue. And you can see that we really kind of hang out the rear tire more than anything else. So the car does pretty good. We got somebody coming in here, got their Joker lap done. That leaves me in 6th place without having our Joker laps completed. So we'll probably do that here pretty soon. You definitely want to shift down though coming into that turn if you're coming in hot, because that will help you out slowing down wise, because oh boy, you do not. Oh good, that was interesting. That was an interesting break in the turn. I'm not sure what happened, but the lost like traction or something. That was interesting. Gave us an advantage into the turn, but still, that was very odd how fast we gained there. Alright, we're going to hit ourselves the Joker lap here real quick. You want to downshift before you hit this turn. There we go. Nice smooth transition there, pretty good. Getting about 208 degrees. So that's not too bad. Make sure we downshift a little bit earlier. It's harder when you don't have a car running in front of you to be able to pay attention to your braking zone, and so you gotta re-memorize where you want to brake, because obviously you're looking to their taillights and to when they're slowing down to be able to know when to brake, so you gotta switch that. A little bit of damage there, not too bad. Rear tires doing a little drift out there. saved 3 seconds on that lap, so that's pretty good there. We are definitely wearing those tires pretty thin though, so. And we got last place we got to worry about here is he's got to take his joker lap this time by. Looks like we'll get past him before he comes, but he might be able to jump his way up to... He's able to jump his way up to second there. Good job to him. Almost forgot the brake and downshift. Be able to get that done though. Got into 4th gear. Yeah, those tires are not liking how hot they are. They are really slipping and sliding around. But we're still going to be able to come around and get the win. But all these guys still doing a really good job on this course. That was fun. And of course we hit the wall right at the end to ruin a perfectly cool winning situation there, of course. Alright everyone, welcome back to LMP2 Wacky Wednesday. Here we go as we get the next thing. So we're trying out a open cockpit car today. Sure what that looks like. So here we go in the open cockpit. Totally different view for us here today than we normally have. Lots of dust at a much lower angle. Good, that drives me insane. We're definitely going back up to where I'd like to be. Much better. Anyways, so don't forget guys, as we're racing LMP2 here with the open cockpit car in the dirt, because why on earth not? Don't forget to check out Track Day merch. Get yourself your Track Day shirt, your Track Day mug, and also your Track Day hat, because every day is Track Day, whether real life or in your game. Check it out. Links below. Alright, so these cars handling pretty good. These cars actually have the all-terrain tires here, and doing pretty good as we totally loop that guy around and send him into the outside wall because I think he got caught on my nose actually, so wasn't intentional, but that did happen. So anyways, we're in the Fanatec car here. Don't actually have anything Fanatec using for this, but still kind of cool car. Look good. Part of the DLC, I think, that they came out with a little bit later on, so kind of cool. Anyways, car handles pretty good as we totally hit the wall there and get ourselves some suspension damage, so that's not going to be helpful throughout the rest of the race, but kind of a major hit there. So anyways, as we continue to move along here, rolling, the car feels pretty good. We actually do have, as I said, all-terrain tires, so that was kind of fun. We will be trying out the nighttime race with NMP3, because I'm kind of interested to see how this place looks at night. But this car actually handles pretty decently. We got that little bit of suspension damage that's causing it to kind of jerk around a little bit more than it was, but still doing pretty good here. We only have one person to have completed the Joker lap so far, so everyone else apparently waiting to do that until much later, which may work or may not work out for them, so we'll have to see how that all transpires. So we have a fellow open cockpit driver up in front of us here, and so apparently the dust and grime isn't bothering him too much since he's up in the lead, not getting kicked back into his face like we are from being back here behind him, but that's okay. As you can see, the tires aren't warming up too badly, so we're doing pretty good as he really nosedived it there pretty hard. We'll go ahead and get our Joker lap taken care of here. Make sure we stay in gear 1. We don't want to get too much speed coming out of that turn. So there we go. We got ourselves our Joker lap completed, so that worked out pretty good. I think we hit 101 miles per hour there in the straight. Haven't really been paying attention to how fast this car can go here, so let's see. About 105 miles an hour right there. So that's transitioning from gravel, dirt to asphalt, so that's one thing that's going to be interesting if something like this would actually be run in real life with the dirt and gravel setup, is that with the all-terrain tires you begin like rocks and other stuff caught up into those tires, and also especially if it was wet as well, that would cause a huge difference in traction. So it would be interesting to see how cars handled the transition from gravel to this asphalt slash concrete track. So I mean, you could have some very interesting transitions and stuff with these cars with how fast they're able to go. So that would be pretty neat to see in real life, in my honest opinion. So I don't know. It seems like an interesting combo. So far, the LMP3 cars I think were my favorite for handling. The Corvettes weren't bad, but they bounced around so much. LMP3 cars very smooth. This car is pretty fun as well, except it's very fast, and it doesn't really handle how fast it is quite as well as the LMP3 cars did. So that's one thing. Oh, we got somebody in front of us. That's our open cockpit friend L-. I think that's what his name looks like. So let's get past him if we can here. Car is loose. There we go, 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 go. Hit the wall a little bit. That's fine. So he actually gave us a little run for our money there. Tried to get the Joker lap jump on us, but we were able to come back out in front of him. And as long as we don't spin out or anything, we have ourselves another W here at Deadfish with the LMP2 class. So that was fun. That was fun. I really do like these fast cars on the dirt. It's a lot of fun to race. So let's go get LMP1 and let's put it at night. Maybe add a little bit of rain, and we'll see how everything goes. See you back in a second. Alright guys, here we are with LMP1. Sun is slowly going down. Figured that'd be a kind of a cool shot as we have a bit of rain here. The track is wet. And here we go racing on a wet surface. So we have the transition from dirt as we're getting hit from every side as he decides not to take his Joker lap. That's what he was trying to do, I guess. So we got all of our cars trying to get around each other. Get out of my way, dude. Come on. Move. So he messes us up. Now, one thing to mention about these cars is these cars are all-wheel drive, so a bit of a difference there. So a little bit of rain. Going to switch things up ever so slightly. We already got lights on for the track here. Huge hit there. A little bit of damage to the suspension, not too bad. These cars, once they get up to speed, they get up to speed pretty fast here. We get stuck on each other so easily though, it's very annoying. But yeah, all-wheel drive, a very different style of driving with these particular cars here. We also have, I guess, boost assist or something like that. Here, as everyone has, two of the guys have taken their Joker laps. We're going to see if we can get through here. We do. So we'll be able to recuperate some of that from braking and stuff. So that's interesting. Yeah, so a little bit of electric assist boost, it seems like, is what's in the cars. Some of the cars, this system seems to work really good. You can see that little electric bar down there. Some of the cars, it seems like it works really, really good. Others, it doesn't seem to work at all, honestly. So I'm not sure what all it does and what all you might need to get it to work. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a very strange piece of machinery that's on some of these cars. So we got the sun slowly going down. We got a few of the lights turning on as we use some of that boost to get up here. We haven't really had to use too much of the downshift for the braking. The car seems to handle pretty good by itself. One thing I have figured out with this is that to be able to use that boost, you can't put your throttle all the way down. You want to be able to get that saved up a little bit. This guy's totally in my way as the sun continues to go down. Oh, and we got ourselves a wreck behind us. But yeah, if you put your throttle all the way to the down position, that's when you're able to utilize that. Now that I'm seeing that for the first time, how that's working, that's pretty interesting. But if you do it about half throttle, you actually had full throttle on the gas, I think, and then you're able to save up some of that, be able to really use that for acceleration. And of course, the brake helps you to regenerate that particular energy source. That's kind of interesting. So this is definitely a fun car to drive once you get out of traffic. Seems like it handles fairly decently, pretty smooth. As I said, with the four-wheel drive, it's a little bit odd when you're off throttle trying to turn. But other than that, the car is definitely very, very fast and definitely a lot of fun. as we get our joker lap taken care of. We got 4 other guys in the field that have to get that done this time by, so they're not going to get much of a finishing position. But yeah, this place is pretty fun at night. I like it. So far, these cars have done a pretty good job. We hit 111 miles an hour there. We'll have to see if we can get lined up here and really just hit the throttle down. 70 miles an hour over the jump. Pretty neat there. And apparently we're not done. I thought we were done. We might have that weird glitch where we have to hit the pits, potentially. That could be an issue. We'll have to see here in just a second. Can't do that on this track, though. Also, I might have misread what the lap was, so that's good that I got such a lead. Yeah, I think I misread what lap I was on. I think I saw 5 and thought I was on 6, so looked up pretty good either way. We still continue to lead really good. And there we are, the winner. That car is fun to drive on this track. So, not as good. I don't overly like it as well as the LMP3 car. That one's pretty fun to be able to drive nice and smooth. But I think that one's like definitely runner-up to my favorite to run on this. But anyways, guys, IMSA on dirt. I like the concept. It definitely races quite fun. And I'd be interested to see how they would set the cars up for such an event. It would be kind of interesting from a technical aspect as well as an actual sporting event aspect. So, but that was definitely fun. Thank you guys so much for watching these Wacky Wednesday videos. We got more on some of the dirt crossovers, and we'll have to see what those are. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out all my other channels in the links down below. And as I said, see you guys here next time. Bye-bye!